Hey, Whatnot sellers and perspectives. This is another episode of Live Selling 365. And today I want to talk about do a TLDR on the chat show we had earlier on Whatnot about the rewards club on Whatnot. Season 8 is starting up pretty soon here, and so we just had like some chews to consider when we're setting up our rewards club. And so we're going to talk about it. If I'm new to you, my name is Tamika Crow of Custom Wood Burning. I've been selling heat gun art on Whatnot for about 3 years now, and started posting videos here to share some of the insights and things I've been picking up along the way in hopes it will help others in their live sales journeys. And so I'm glad that you're here. And with Rewards Club, kind of broke it down into these 5 things. I will link in the description Whatnot has on help.whatnot.com. They have a whole write-up with basically all the information that you need in one spot. And so definitely check that out for more info, but I want to keep these short. And I'm really going to try to get through these in a timely manner, okay? Because we talked for like an hour earlier about it. I won't do that to you guys. So to get into it, tiers, who is in our room, names of our tiers, visuals attached to them, the rewards themselves, and then alignment is the 5th thing. So when it comes to tiers, I should say also, we multicasted the full chat show. If anyone's interested to hear more in depth, it is posted on here on YouTube as well. It doesn't really get into the topic until about the 47-minute mark, just a PSA. Okay, so for the tiers, there's 5. Whatnot has it set up automatically to be like the metals that we're all familiar with, and kind of a ascending order of value. So it's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. And we can leave it like that, but we're going to talk about like renaming them and stuff. But really what these tiers are, the chew is to consider what they represent, which is who is in our room. This is what type of support, what type of buyer, based on like buyer behavior, like who is it in our room? Because if we can identify who is at our bronze tier, like supporting, who is at our top tier, our diamond tier, or whatever we rename them, then we can work off of that, which will make sense with the following bullets here. But first things first, who are these folks? Are they, I put it down as frequent flyers as our bronze tier. This is the one tier that we only really have to we don't actually have to make a purchase to qualify for this tier. It can just be minimum of 3 shows watched for 10 minutes a piece, right? So frequent flyers, these are people who are coming back, or they're acquainted with you. They've purchased maybe one time, but they like you. You know, they've visited, they know you, and they like you enough or trust you enough to come back or to have made a purchase with you. So that's our bronze tier. And up from there, to keep this short, it's supporters. These are the ones who, they love you, right? If they're coming back and they're buying from you more than once, like they're a fan, right? But it's more support for you. The next tier, the gold tier, this is buyers, a little bit different. There can be some crossover between supporters and buyers, but once we get to the gold tier, which is our 3rd tier, this is folks that like your products specifically. They are buying repeatedly from you because they are fans of your products, not only you, but your products specifically. It makes a difference, right? It makes a difference. Next up is the platinum tier, which is these folks not only like the type of products that you offer, but they like yours specifically. It's not that they just like candles, it's that they like your candles. It's not just that they like soap or clothes or shoes or Pokemon cards or whatever it is. It's they like yours specifically. They're choosing you, your products amongst the competitors. That's this tier. And then the top tier is this is the gold star buyer. This is who love your products. They love your products, like telling friends about them, checking in when they see you live doing auctions because they want to know what you have next. That's this tier. And so it's a gray area and in between, but it's the spectrum of folks that are acquainted and they like you and they like, they trust you and this kind of, they're supporters, to the ones that are like here for it, really, really, really like putting money into your business so that your business is sustainable. It's that whole spectrum. So the tiers represent these different types of supporters and buyers. That's the first thing. This is going to be a longer video. It needs to be though. Okay, so I'll go through them a little faster now. But that's key. That sets the foundation for the rest of it. So the next is naming our tiers. When it comes to, I probably could break this up into multiple videos, but we'll say when it comes to naming our tiers, what I wrote down is having them branded, amazing branding opportunity, having them fun, so people want to engage with them, having them simple, confusing the buyers is no bueno. Having it be some kind of a status symbol, right? If you're buying and you want to, if you're spending hundreds of dollars in someone's shows, you want that status to set you apart than the one spending $5 in the show. So there's a little bit of status thing in there. Also clubs. The names of our tiers can represent like the clubs that we're in, right? People want to join clubs, right? If we set the names up in a way where they're make it so folks want to come be a part of that, then we've done something. We've unlocked something there. I wrote down that it's a marketing opportunity. It just says double down on different catchphrases and cultural things that start to build in your show over time with your audience, using that, and then using it as like a carrot. You want to be in this club, well, you know what to do, you better get in that bin or something like that. So the names matter. We can leave them as the default bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, but we can get fancy with it and fun with it. What I was saying in the show earlier is that when we put some creativity in here, capitalize on this opportunity to like properly name and brand our tiers, it's way more attractive for folks to join in your rewards club, right? It's a club that they want to be in general. The medals are just kind of like, just saying. These pair with the visuals, which is the next thing. And then this is the little icon, the badge that's attached to the name, right? So number one is they should match each other. They should match each other. It shouldn't be gold tier and then there's a banana. Like they should make sense, right? Together. You would think that's obvious, but it's not. And so we're sharing it. So having the names and the visuals match. The visuals ought be branded if possible. Super simple. I'm talking like the visual real estate for these badges is approximately a couple millimeters. Like it's freaking tiny, maybe 2-3 millimeters. It's tiny. So the simpler the image, the better, because if we can't see what it is, then we can't subscribe to it, right? We can't identify it. Having them be simple is key to even knowing what we're looking at. Having them attractive, so when we see what it is, we're like, I kind of want that, right? We can self-observe this in different people's shows, right? Because we can look at this as from a buyer's lens and like, what do we see in these chats? And then the last thing is having them identifiable, like properly identifiable words to the buyers and viewers in our shows, but also to the sellers. I think it's a little hack here that's worth pointing out, that if our badges, we're very visual creatures, if our badges are set up in a way, chats move real fast sometimes, if our badges are set up in a way that they're instantly identifiable, color-coded or something. Colors are the easiest, but like super instant identifiable badges, then we as the seller, not only can the buyers recognize what's what, but we as the seller can instantly identify who is in our room, right? I won't go into too much detail here on like what we can do with that information, because that's data, right, that we can use strategically if we just can look and see immediately who's in our room. But I'll just offer that if we see our chat and it's all bronze badges, and if we see our chat and it's all like our top tier buyers, that may change how we approach sales in that show. It might change how we address that audience, right? And so we can use that to our advantage and strategy as well. So keeping that in mind, but also if the badges aren't easily identifiable from each other, we do lose a little bit of the incentive. I think these are just my thoughts and anecdotal observations out there in the Whatnot streets, but I think we lose a little bit of that incentive because, for instance, if the bronze tier looks at a glance basically the same as the gold tier, then we as the buyer might conclude that like, that's close enough, right? Same, I'm gonna get the same recognition because they basically look the same. They're about the same, right? But if they're very easily identifiable, like differentiated from each other, then there's no mistaking like that's a bronze tier, that's a gold tier, that's a diamond tier, right? So there's that. The fourth thing, rewards themselves. This is, I got something in my tooth. This is what we can offer our buyers as the actual reward. So one of them is the membership badges that just like kind of comes with the sauce. But the coupons, we get to choose, like case by case with each tier. We get to choose how much we want to give off, whether it's percentages or dollar amounts, based on how much we want to, what threshold of purchases we want to be surpassed to achieve those. So membership badges, the coupons themselves, and there's a newer edition, which is like these private shows, exclusive shows where you can do giveaways, you can have like exclusive products available for auction, something like that. Really cool, really cool one there, because it like doubles down on the sales aspect. Like if you're top buyers, these are available to gold, platinum, and diamond tiers. And so super cool, and I highly recommend dabbling with that. If anyone's gonna do the things, coupons are great, but those private shows, I've heard some awesome stories about them. So that's what the rewards we can offer are. But what I wrote down here is that the chew attached to this would be to really, when we're deciding like how much we want folks to spend to unlock these tiers and how much we're willing to give as far as discounts, we really got to make sure the math checks out, right? If we don't have 30% profit margins, we should not be offering 30% discounts on the items. So the math has to math. That's the main thing. And just to offer that we might think like oh, well, 25% sounds good, right? But does it? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we can do write some stuff off as marketing expenses and this kind of thing, but like, taking into account also like what other incentives are we offering? Are we doing giveaways? Are we promoting shows? Are we doing other things or is this the whole marketing budget is going into Rewards Club? The math has to math. And the offer is it doesn't have to be any crazy discounts. It does not need to be 30, 50, 70% off. It can be like 5%. It can be 1% if you really want, if it just doing it for fun, easing into it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but if we as the seller and we as the buyer are incentivized and happy with it, then it's a win-win. And aspiring for that win-win is, I think, carries more weight than aspiring for just like making customers happy as far as like just offering the max discount possible. So make sure the maths in that instance. And then the last thing is alignment. This is a short one. This just goes on to say, like, as we're considering the Rewards Club, it's quarter to quarter. So once we set it up, which we don't have to set it up right at the beginning of the season, we can set it up at any time during the season, but it will run until the end of the season. Only certain instances will they let us cancel early, but we're pretty much locked into it. And so we can restart at the end of each quarter and like resituate our thresholds and tier setup and all this kind of stuff. But because it is quarterly, the chew here is really like zooming out on our quarterly and even breaking it down into monthly financial goals. If we can align our Rewards Club incentives to help us reach the financial goals that we have set, then I think we've like unlocked the full potential of the Rewards Club program, right? Instead of looking at it as a show by show, tier by tier only, if we really zoom out and look at it as like okay, I want to make this much money or sell this many items per quarter or per month, that can really help drive and guide our decision making along the way when we're figuring out like how much do I want people to spend to unlock this tier, right? And so without diving further into that, just like the offer is to just really zoom out and look at that quarterly and monthly financial goals and looking at, do these things align? Do my rewards offers align with my goals? So there's that. So I knew this was going to be longer, but we're going to keep it under 20 minutes. And so I will leave it there. There is more stuff I could share, trust you me. But I'll just offer again that the full video is is posted. It's like 2 hours and some change, but we dive into the topic around the 47-minute mark. So if anyone's interested in that, otherwise come by the Tuesday chats and just ask the questions and talk about the things, because we're there every Tuesday. Again, I will put a link in the description for like the full Whatnot says, the official link it answers all the questions, because there is more, but I don't want to drag this on for too long. So for now, I would like to thank you for watching. And if you found value here, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube pushes it out to more live sellers. If there's any questions specific, drop it in the comments. I will read them and I will respond to them. But otherwise, yeah, thank you for watching. And I hope to see you next time, because we will be here posting every single day for 365. Happy live selling. Bye-bye.